So yeah, like I said, um, about 3 weeks ago, I took part in the day off Twitch movement, which was essentially like if you weren't aware of what was going on, that was like 3 Wednesdays ago where a bunch of creators on Twitch decided to take a day off the platform, not stream, just not be involved in the platform at all, not give money to it at all to combat the hate raids that have been going on. So essentially, if you're not on Twitch a lot and you don't know what was going on, essentially like there would be just like fucked up groups of people going and doing god damn it going and doing these like big raids to POCs, to people of the LGBTQ community, and just go, hey Siga, good to see you, and just going into their streams and generally just like being a piece of shit, and not and like I'm not going to recreate the things that they said to them, but I'm sure you can imagine what type of things would probably be said being on the internet long enough, right? So Twitch was doing nothing about this. Twitch was doing nothing to, help protect people on the platform from this. Now they've addressed it now, and this article's gonna cover it. What they did essentially is just add two-step factor authentication. So on some streams now, what you're going to have to do is if they have that set up, you're going to have to verify your email or verify your phone number, and that just helps because people can't just make anonymous accounts and go in and spread just hate anonymously like the internet is so very good at doing. And I think that's a step in the right direction. But there was something in this article. There was something in this article that I seemed a little fishy to me. So why don't we give this a read? And let's see if you can pick up on the fishiness here. Oh, before we read, Siga and Danny, you saw I became affiliate last night. I have some alerts set up now. Some little alerts that you can get for bits. I still have to set up channel points. So I'll show you an example of some right now. So if I say some spooky shit, right? Like if I say some spooky shit, you can play the Illuminati thing, right? Hey V, good to see you. Thank you for the sub. See, that's my homie. That's my homie up there. You see that? That's my homie. Shivila, that's my homie. That's my homie. All right? So yeah, so if I'm saying some spooky ass shit, y'all can play that little Illuminati thing, right? And if you want to, if you want to pity me or something like that, you can go, wow, that was so good. Hey V, good to see you. But you just missed it. Well, I'll go back for V. Britney Spears, right? Britney Spears. I don't know if you heard about this, but Britney Spears. Look at this. On Wednesday, Judge Brenda Penny suspended Britney's father, Jamie Spears, the conservative of her estate. Let's go. Let's fucking go. And yeah, the conservatorship isn't like totally lifted yet. Like her accountant is the like conservator now. It's just the person managing her money. So it's just like, okay, all right, sure. The like actual case is going to be on November 12th. But Yeah, and this article was just about how she was like, fuck the courts, fuck everything. I'm like done with all this bullshit. I'm gonna go vacation on my yacht with my fiance and like post some fucking naked pics on Instagram. So so that's a win. That's a big win for society in general. I think for society in general. I think so. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, to go back to like the Twitch stuff. So in order to combat the, hate raids, they did respond and the they did do the two-step authentication, and they did like take the steps to, make sure it's harder to do those hate raids, but yeah. Oh my gosh. Ziga, thank you. I appreciate that. What the fuck? Damn, y'all are coming out tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Jesus. Haven't even been affiliate for like a whole day, for a whole 24 hours, and like I'm already popular. I'm already on the front page of Twitch. This is crazy. This is crazy. Like Britney Spears actually, like the reason why I wanted to show you that article was because Britney Spears called me up before and she was like, "Yo, I heard you were blowing up. Do you want to come on this yacht with us?" Right? And I was like, "Hell yeah, I want to come on this yacht." And yeah, if you notice, we got some VIPs in the chat. We got some VIPs in the chat. I don't know if you noticed that, but we got some very important people in the chat. All right? So I was especially excited for that one. So, yeah. Okay. Back to this. Twitch is primarily aimed at gamers. Yeah. Okay, yeah. But it has grown in prominence for the music industry after the pandemic. Many artists turned to the platform as a way to support themselves online while in lockdown, but many Twitch newbies weren't ready for the amount of vitriol on the platform, especially aimed at minorities like PLC and LGBTQ streamers, like I said. Twitch raids are a platform feature, yeah. So essentially they're just, they're just saying how the hate raids work. We discussed that already. And then, a day off Twitch, which I participated in, just to like draw some attention to it. Oh shit! I didn't even realize. Vila gifted that to Sega. Damn. See, that's a real homie. Like right away. Not even fucking like 5 minutes in here. Along with dropping a sub. She's like, you know what? That's not enough. I'm going to be a real homie today. I'm going to be a real one today. And we're going to drop a sub. But you know what? Let's gift a sub. As well. Crazy. Thank you very much, V. I appreciate it. Now it appears as though the protest was successful as Twitch has released new tools to combat the misuse of its raid feature. Yeah, verification. We talked about that. Phone verified chat gives creators finer control over who can participate in chat. Yeah, all that. But going back to this, the thing that was very, very fishy for me, very stinky, very, very smelly, very Let me show you an example of how I felt. Let me show you an example of how I felt when I read this upcoming thing here. Let me show you an example.
Uh-oh. Stinky poop. Poopies. Funny poopies. La 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 la. Funny poop. Poop funny. Wee. Yay for poopy. Good poopy. Poopy funny. Ha ha ha. Poop 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 funny. Yay. Fun poop. Hee hee hee. Poop poopy. Yay. Poop make me happy. Uh-oh. I think I made a poopy. Pooping pants, no diaper. That's funny. Oopsie. Poopy underwear now. We want poopies. We want poopies. Poop.
Yeah, so that's how I was feeling when I saw it. It was very, very, very stinky, very poopy underwear now. Um, so yeah, in terms of the hate raids and in terms of all of this, Twitch did address it with the multi-step verification, which did go a big way, or it should go a long way to do that. But the thing that's stinky is the move comes just a few days after Twitch announced a new record label partnership with Warner Music. That deal will see official artist channels for Warner Music launch on the platform. So yeah, so they came out with 2-step and 3-step authentication, and that's exactly right, Danny. That's exactly right. And see, these are the points where we would play these are the points where we would play this, right? These are the points where we would play this. But I'm a very irresponsible streamer and have not set it up correctly yet. So, we'll have to we'll have to figure out another way to communicate the spookiness. You know what I mean? So yeah, in terms of what they did to combat the hate raids, they added 2-3-step authentication, and what that means for you is that on some streams you go on now, there's going to be you need to verify your email to continue to chat here. You need to verify your phone number to continue to chat here. And for most of you, it's probably fine. It's more to combat the anonymous accounts that sign up for 5 seconds just so they can come and be assholes to another streamer without any ramifications on that. So the action in itself, the 2-3-step authentication, that is a good thing. But yeah, as Danny pointed out, the thing that is very stinky, very and I oop, very steal my wig, shit my pants is this just comes a few days after it announced the new record deal partnership. So, it makes me think. It makes me think. I don't want to be like a little conspiracy theorist or anything like that. But it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that after one big corporation signs a deal with another big corporation, that when those corporations are going to start putting more artists into the pool, perhaps they don't want to perhaps they don't want the hate raids then. Oh, but when it comes to, working class, POC, or LGBTQ people, they'll deal with it. They'll figure it out. But if our big old artists that come in get hate raids, they may not like that very much. And then we gotta fucking do something about that. But I don't want to spread any misinformation. I don't want to be a little conspiratorial, but that is exactly what I'm doing. It's also true. But yeah, it's just this is so just fucking nasty and sleazy, and I mean, I don't expect anything less from the good old Bezos crew. At this point, they own the entire world, so anything like this that they do is not that surprising to me. It's just it sucks that and I mean, this is endemic of greater things, but we don't really need to be looking. It's just the thing that irks me is just that like these problems are only being addressed because of the fact that like, oh, now they're getting like big artists to come on. Oh, now they're getting people that are like bringing more money on. So now they'll address this like very, very small thing. Like this doesn't cut like the 2-3 step authentication that like doesn't cut into their margins. It's like such a small thing that they could have done at any time. And it's not like these hate raids or anything new. The people have been like talking about this for fucking years now, but the problem is that, you know, they've been like smaller LGBTQ POC creators, so they're not fucking getting listened to. But the second Warner Brothers comes in and it's like, hey, you want some of this little artist money here? Then all of a sudden they're like, fucking, oh yeah, no, we need to get this 2 to 3 step authentication. Maybe the timing was just convenient, but like someone said, timing very sus. Danny said that the timing is very sus. What did you say after that? Either Warner helped pay to make this option available, or Warner wants to protect their artists from hate raids. They want a virtue signal, or a little of all of that. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell. Like, you can obviously put some pieces together, but I just like they weren't doing anything when like thousands of creators were calling out, and they didn't even necessarily, well, I don't know. It like took them 3 weeks after the day off Twitch movement, you know what I mean, to get that authentication in there and to start addressing the issue. It's just the part that irks me is that they're also getting that deal with Warner Brothers on the side. So it's like, did you really care about helping these creators, or did you care more about like making sure the artists that are already bringing in big money, you know, aren't subject to the same things that the poors are subjected to? I'll be honest, I don't care about the badge. I'm just trying to help you like your streams, especially when I'm working. Oh, thank you so much, Phobos. I really appreciate that. But you can't deny that that badge looks pretty sexy. Can't deny that that badge looks pretty sexy. So, there you go. Yeah, hmm. Yeah, I don't know, it's very fishy. But look, I mean, if we just want to look at this like the action itself, like the action itself is good, right? Like putting the 2-3 step authentication like is something that that actively like combats hate rates. That is something that actively like, you know, makes the user base a little safer. Like this is something that is good. So yeah, no, V just wants the badge. V just wants the clout. Okay. Yeah. There was other things I wanted to talk about this article too. It's to be fair, a deal like that must have at least taken a few years to negotiate that. Maybe those new features were a last minute add on. Maybe. And I mean, we can do all the speculation that we want, but it's just like Twitch doesn't have much of a reason to like listen to smaller creators that are getting hate raids sent their way. You know what I mean? They don't have much of a reason to listen to them because like they're ultimately not bringing in a lot of money to them, and like they're still a business at the end of the day. And you know, Daddy Bezos, since he owns Twitch, by the way, if you didn't know that, he like he's just gonna go where the money is, and the hate raids, you know, the like the actual abuses of human beings on the platform are not really that much of a concern to him until like artists start, you know, coming on here. I'm such a badge queen. I'm such a slut for the badge. That's what we like to see. That's the attitude up here. Now, I want to turn your attention to this quote. If my hand doesn't fucking vanish, I want to turn your attention to this quote here. Replace music with badge. Replace music with badge. And that is the attitude that I want you to have at all times. I want you to be a badge whore, not a badge snob. Okay? All badges are valid. Okay? Unless they're like some racist, homophobic, or sexist shit. But all of them are valid. Okay? All of them are valid. So let's continue reading this. Let's continue reading. That was just like the bomb dropped in the middle of the article. You know what I mean? But there's a little more that we can parse out here. A little more that we can parse out here. And I also just wanted to have like a greater conversation on just like how musicians work on Twitch and how Twitch is like platforms like Twitch, TikTok, are just changing music and changing how people see artists. But yeah. So how to access the verification settings? You're probably not that concerned about this, but oh, I thought there was more in this article, but yeah. Okay. No, we'll just talk here then. The thing that I wanted to bring up is and I realized this last night when I was looking for somebody to raid. Like there's a lot of music streamers on Twitch, and there's a lot of people like you know trying to make it and somehow trying to like put their music into the platform as well. Like for me, I don't talk about my music like a lot. Like Nightbot will spam in there that I make music. But it's mostly just more like you guys coming in here and feeling comfortable, and we just talk about random things and we go from there. I was about to say it. Where Nightbot at? I put the time up. I put the time up because every 15 minutes was a little annoying, but every half hour is probably okay. So he'll be back soon. Don't you worry. Don't you worry one bit. But yeah, no, I was just seeing like a lot of musicians like on the music page, and it's like, and it varies so much, like how much engagement you get on your music, and how and how you just have to be like how you have to be in some regards like an entertainer like and a musician. It's weird. It's weird because like the streams that I've seen, like the music streams that I've seen that are literally just somebody opens up their DAW like I used to do. Like somebody literally opens up their DAW and just like makes sound in there. Like that doesn't get like as much views. It doesn't get as much engagement. But that's like the artist showing you their process, and that's the artist showing you how they work. Whereas musicians that are like much more of a personality, like Kenny Beats, for example. You may or may not know who Kenny Beats is, but essentially is a hip hop producer branching out into other things now. But he's like one of the most popular music channels on Twitch, and the reason for that is because of the fact that when he's on there, like sometimes he makes music, sometimes he does that, but like most of it is just him talking, and most of it is just like him talking about what's going on with his life, how to encourage other musicians, how to do all this shit. And I don't know, and just hearing about this Warner Brothers thing going on, um, it's interesting whether Twitch is going to be seen as like a platform for live performance, a platform for creation, or a platform for like those IRL well, like just chatting streamers. You know what I mean? Like I don't necessarily know the direction that's going to go in, but it's just interesting that Twitch is now trying to like get artists. Morale, you fucking sweetheart. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. Holy shit, y'all are so fucking nice tonight. Fuck me. Um, but no, with also, how you doing, Morale? It's good to see you. um, okay, so morale got bad, so it's definitely more than five. It's definitely more than five. First badges that are up for grabs, but it may not be more than 10. It may not be more than 10, so you gotta get in there. He doesn't have an R in his name, but I think the point got across, Danny. I appreciate you giving a hug to Morale. Yeah. I'll give a hug to Morale as well. I'm chilling all cozy in his bed. I'll curl up. I'll curl up next to him and give him a little hug. Consensually. Consensually. Okay. Thank you. All right. So no, but like all this hell yeah. But no, all this brings up a like greater conversation on like how music is even going to be looked at on Twitch and how Twitch is going to facilitate that. Like I know y'all are probably sick about hearing 2020 and how it's impacted us, but like it's impacted us in a huge way. And a big part of that was the fact that live concerts, actually going to things in person, like that fell a lot. And the popularity of Twitch skyrocketed. Like you can look at the data of new accounts on Twitch that were made throughout 2020 up to now, and the difference is shocking. Like everybody's getting a Twitch channel now, everybody's trying to like get on here because well, aside from the pandemic, aside from people like just being a little timid to like go places, even with the vaccine, because you have the Delta variant, you have like all this shit, we don't know what's going to happen this winter. At least in the U.S., the numbers aren't looking good again. Because people won't wear their fucking mask or get a vaccine, but that's a different thing. That's a different thing. But it's interesting to me because like live music attendance is going down, not just because people are like afraid to go out, but also because of socioeconomic factors as well. Like rent is always going up, and we haven't had like a minimum wage increase. We haven't had like work that keeps up with rent, keeps up with just just like cost of living in general. And what makes it even worse is that most of like the jobs people would work, like going to an office, going to a place like that, those are all in cities. And hey, guess what? Cities are fucking expensive, even if you do live with a roommate. And to make it even worse, like full-time salary jobs, like what we envisioned like our parents doing or whatever, if that was the thing that they were doing, those don't fucking exist anymore. Jobs with benefits, 40-hour weeks, like those don't really exist anymore. That's like not in the majority anymore. Like the majority of jobs now, and it's a huge reason why Uber is taking off. It's a huge reason why DoorDash is taking off. Like a lot of that work is just gig work, so they don't have to give benefits to their employees, and workers don't have there's a point where I'm going with this. Um, Workers don't have the the ability to like have a stable full-time job anymore, to like jump around from gig to gig. And I mean that's what I have to do too. Like outside of this, like I said, I work in web development, and I like have to go on Upwork. I have to jump around from gig to gig, and it's very hard to plan out how much money you're going to make in a month. And like you can't do that. You can't fucking be in that position if rent's coming up every single month. Like you only really have the privilege to do that if if you're making enough per month where you can have like 2 bad months. You know what I mean? I pay as much for a room now as I paid for a full apartment by myself 2 years ago. Exactly. And you're in Canada. Like and I know Canada has this problem too, but Yeah. No, it's like, but the greater point is like, because of these, socioeconomic issues, um, along with the fact that, and again, I'm being very U.S. centric here, but like most of Twitch's, audience and most of Twitch's consumers like are in the U.S. That's just like a population thing. But yeah, you combine all these things together. People being like afraid to go to live shows because the pandemic is still going on, and the socioeconomic factors of people not having like enough money to like really go out. Because when you go to a live show, it's not just a matter of paying for the ticket. You know what I mean? It's also like transportation. If you're like going to another city, are you staying somewhere for the night? Are you doing all this, all that? Local shows are a little different, but they're still not entirely exempt from it. But yeah, so with the combination of those two factors, you don't have people like going to live shows anymore. Well, you do have people going to live shows. Like, artists still make money off of live shows, but I think Twitch is starting to see in this, like, it's just picking up on those patterns and starting to see that like more people are choosing to consume music content on Twitch, or they're choosing to consume music content from their house, and live shows aren't as much of a big thing. So I'm guessing like they figured, um, get like popular artists, and Warner Brothers is one of the biggest fucking labels in the world. Um, get artists from there to like come on and start doing live shows, so that way Twitch can be like the premier place where live shows take place. And like Billie Eilish was already doing, like we're already seeing this. Like Billie Eilish did a like totally virtual tour for fucking Amazon. Rina Sawayama recently did like a bunch of virtual concerts. It's not like this is anything new, really. Like, we've always had YouTube videos, but I guess like the actual feedback from the crowd is something that's going to like like, you still have the live show, but instead of like people fucking putting their cell phones up and cheering, feel the energy of that crowd, which I think is beautiful, which I think is great, which I don't think is necessarily going to go away. But like the growth of that virtual side, the growth of somebody like performing from their bedroom, and like maybe having a green screen in the background, and like having all these visuals and like doing all of that, that's going to grow a lot more. And if you look at what Billie Eilish did, she had a whole fucking stadium, didn't have an audience, but she had like a whole fucking stadium with like big light shows and everything like that. So I mean, just imagine you have that, but like instead of talking to the audience between songs, you're like talking to Twitch chat. Yeah, I don't know. I love how unique the virtual sets could be. I love it too. I love it too. And I'm not saying that like this is a also good to see you, Luna. And I'm not saying this is something that's like a good or bad thing. I actually personally love the freedom that like, streaming, and that like having this whole thing be virtual allows you to have for music performances. Because with a stage, you're like limited to what the stage can do. Like, you can do a lot with a stage. You can have beautiful shit going on a stage, but like, if you want to make transitions, if you want to do like, cool things, if you want to just like have virtual tricks that you can't have on a stage, that can make virtual shows like really really cool. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see where that goes. Like, I don't know if y'all know who Hana is, um, but she streams on here. Her name is Hana Wins. Love her. She does DJ sets, um, like 3 times a week, something like that. Uh, but what she does is really like, essentially she just like sets up her turntables in her room, has a giant green screen behind her, and is always doing like these visual tricks, and is always doing like these visual things to keep the performance interesting. What do you think about the future of VR music? I'm glad that you brought that up. I'm pumped for it. I am pumped for it. I think yeah, because like I don't know if any of y'all have played VR chat. I don't know if any of y'all played VR chat, but there's already like it's very like player one vibes. It is player one vibes. I mean, yeah, yeah, perfect example. But what do you think about the VR music performances? If any of y'all have played VR chat, essentially there are worlds that you can go to in VR chat where there are like fucking crazy. There's already worlds that you can go into that like have built-in streams. Um or sorry, built-in stages, right? Like within the virtual world. So I've seen plenty of videos of like musicians. And these have been like, just like one-off YouTube videos from like YouTube music creators. The Do was one of them. I don't know if you know who the Do is, but he's like really fucking good at guitar, and just like he essentially just like went up on stage in VR chat, and in a public world, and then he had like an audience form around him like very organically. And yeah, v-up stand-ups were cool too. But yeah, that's the thing, right? Like I'm actually very excited for that, because you can have the I saw your message, Danny, I'll read it in a sec. um it's actually it's very cool because like a lot of people can't afford to go to a live show, whether it be because like it's too far away and they don't have the money to pay for that, or just because of like a myriad of economic, safety reasons, whatever. I love seeing what we can do with VR performances, because especially like as VR evolves and you can have like sensors on your chest that like feels wind, like feels the bass in the music. We actually already have some technology that does that. I forget what it was, but it was like essentially a subwoofer, right in the middle of your chest, and like whatever music is playing, you like feel it in your body, so it replicates the feeling of like being there with a speaker. um I think, yeah. It's so just imagine like you're in a whole crowd of people, and you're just on your VR headsets, like chilling out at your house, right? You're all just together, like in this crowd. You can still like turn to another person and talk to them, and it's like you're at a live show. It's like you're actually living something like that. And then the artist, or avatar representation of the artist, can come on stage and still play the same music and still do the same thing. It's just that their audio would have to be hooked up to the game audio or the VR space, or what have you. But like just imagine that. Just imagine that. Like it's like you're in an audience with people, and like you're in the comfort of your own home, but like you can still go to a place to like make friends, or like if that's not what you go to shows for, you can be there and just look at the show from your perspective. And like if those like subwoofer on your chest type things like really take off, then you can almost feel like you're there, and you can almost have that sound. And the fact that you can create your own avatar, VR chat is definitely a protoplast of what is to come. Soothe culture, build soothe in. No, I'm a big fucking fan of. Yeah, I'm a big fucking fan of. I'm not a chanter. I'm not a chanter. Um, I am a big fan of VR chat, and it's a shame that it had its like little come up with the fucking Knuckles memes. You know the one that I'm talking about. It's just a shame it was only seen as like that meme platform, because it's still being developed, and some of the worlds that I've seen in there are just like so beautiful and so fucking immersive. And I've like seen people perform on stage, whether it be piano, guitar, singing. I've seen like a whole band perform together. The like the Uganda Knuckles thing, yeah. The sometimes the voice syncing is off, like we're not totally there yet. That's actually like a big hurdle in terms of like streaming virtually. Like if you have like if you have say two musicians that need to harmonize together and they need to stay on time, when you're at a live show, like that's fine. You can see each other and listen to each other. But the problem with a lot of voice chat, especially if especially if the particular world is using up a lot of bandwidth, you'll be like milliseconds off from each other. You'll be milliseconds off from each other. So if you have like a guitarist and a singer together, or a guitarist and a drummer, whatever instrument combination you can think of. The hard thing for that is like getting them in sync, and that's a tech problem I don't know how you go about solving, because it's a very difficult thing to even have like a lot of people all on a server at once and have them all talking and interacting and have the world be interactive. So I still think that we have a way to go in terms of like getting those like really immersive concert experiences where you can just like put a headset on and you can be in there and feel the fucking music and have the musicians like so if it's like a solo artist, it's a little bit better because they just have to do one channel for all the stuff that they're doing and then that comes out and then they hear it. Band, it's a little harder, but it's just more the time sync issue with VR chat at the moment. But just imagine just being in a crowd of people, like friends that you can make from all over the world, and you're feeling the music, you're just there with people, and you don't have to spend a shit ton of money to travel across the country. If that's what you wanted to do. Like imagine VR festivals as well, where it's not like you're in just like a single stage room watching somebody, but it's like actually, I'm sure somebody would monetize this and you'd pay like a entry fee or whatever. But it's like you pay that entry fee, you put your headset on, and it's like you're at an actual festival and you're like going around to the different acts and seeing all that go on. Like I said, this is all much easier said than done because, like, especially if you're trying to do a festival that's like booking thousands and thousands of people, having them all on one server, like that gets tricky very quickly. And like, how do you maintain like lines for things? How do you, make sure everybody can see the performance? Like, I don't know. These are problems I do not know the the solutions to, but I'm just thank you for saying that. I think it was who said that? Yeah, it was Phobos. Thank you for bringing that up because I'm actually really excited for that and excited for the future of what can come of that. I might. Would you guys be interested in me doing some VR chat streams on here? I don't have a headset, but I can just do desktop and I can just like talk to people in there. I had a lot of fun with VR chat and I still have fun when I just go in there and like fuck around. The community is not the same as it used to be, but yeah, I don't know. Would y'all be interested in that? If you even know what VR chat is. All right. I'm reading your message from like 20 minutes ago, Danny. Sorry. New technology is a yes. All right, cool. New technology is another outlet for an artist's creativity, which is great for everyone. But now we have to worry about big corporate interests creeping into whatever is potentially profitable. I'm positive some suit is already developing VR ads. Yeah, it's inevitable, I think. Yeah, I mean, the VR, didn't 100 Gex have a performance in Minecraft? They sure fucking did. They sure fucking did. I'd love to see VR chat post Knuckles shit show. It's still like very memey. There's like a lot of 12-year-olds going on there and like, being 12-year-olds. But VR chat like very much has the capacity to make like some really cool friends and you like make some really and you just meet some really cool people on there, and that's why I love it, and that's why I've plugged like I think it's fucking 60 hours into it now, because I don't know, you're just like you're meeting people very organically. VR chat is cool. I see some potential for people to be themselves and comfortable hanging out with others, creating avatar submissions, etc. And yeah, the avatar thing is huge. And it's another reason, and this is a whole nother side of Twitch. I don't know if y'all have been on VTuber Twitch, but that's a whole other side. Like a lot of the VR chat streamers that like were big a few years ago, like are all fucking VTuber fucking streamers now. And a huge reason for that is because like, you know, especially like if you're somebody who like, you know, maybe has a physical feature yourself that you're uncomfortable about, or you know, like you're just uncomfortable with yourself and not very self-confident in your real life. I love VR chat because it allows people who are not like that comfortable with themselves, or like still trying to figure themselves out, like explore that in a safe environment where they're not going to be judged for their looks. They're not going to be judged for, you know, whatever bullshit like people are going to get bullied for. You actually don't know what VTubers are. I'll show you the most popular example here. Hold on. Well, there's Melody, and then there's Code Miko. So yeah, they have an avatar instead of video. I mean, this shit's actually really cool. Let me bring you over the webpage. So this is Code Miko. She's one of the most popular ones. Yeah, best moments compilation.
This is my nun skin.
Oh, okay. All right, that's nice.
I protect the Lord.
All right, so we got a lot of couple DLC skins available.
Yeah. Are you religious, young man? Would you like to join my church?
That's Video Game Donkey, by the way. If you don't know who that is, and if you still don't know who that is, that's fine. But Video Game Donkey is a sweetheart, and I love him. But yeah, so these are essentially VTubers. You know, sometimes it's like very uncanny valley, like this avatar, but sometimes it can be like really fucking accurate, and sometimes it can just be like really fucking cool. But this is Code Miko. I think it's like one of the most popular ones, along with Project Melody. So you can, like, since you're on Twitch right now, you could actually look up Code Miko. She streams on here, and essentially like she does these videos. She's not like totally 100% VTuber, because like she also does IRL streams, so like we know her face, we know what she looks like, but you know, she doesn't call herself Miko. She calls herself Technician, because she's the one behind the VR chat avatar. Yeah, she also develops it. I honestly have such fucking respect for her, because I can only imagine the amount of like coding that went in to make sure like every single movement like matches up, and to, you know, have all these switches, and to, you know, have all these bits work within the virtual world. Like, this shit is really fucking cool.
This is a video game, babe.
This is a video game.
This is just a video game, babe.
This is just a video.
Ah, fuck off.
And then smash your boys.
No,
Like,
you know,
it would be really chill. Like, it would be so fucking badass if I was gay. But like, really, no, it would be awesome.
Listen. You never know unless you try sometimes, right?
I know, okay? I'm so straight, I could suck a dick and it wouldn't be gay.
I'm so straight I could suck a dick and it wouldn't be gay. Just chew on that for a little bit. Just chew on that. Give it a little chomp. But yeah, that's Code Miko, and there's also Project Melody as well, who's like the most popular one before Miko came along. Yeah, so this is very much like kawaii, I want to fuck an anime girl
strong feeling all
type
the
thing
time
here,
that when
but
someone sends me a long, really nice message, my brain says, just type the letter K, just send it.
No!
And that's the man. And
so yeah, these are real people, you know, behind these avatars. But like I was saying, you know, a lot. Yeah, just to call yourself technician, right? No, she's really fucking talented. She's really fucking talented, and I would suggest checking out her content. It's like, I mean, she's really funny. She does really great interviews. Like she did she's done like 4-hour interviews before, and I've like sat through the whole thing because she's like constantly entertaining. She's such a great entertainer, but like I just also have such respect for how she developed the whole fucking thing herself. But no, but to go back to the previous point, like for people who like, you know, aren't comfortable with putting their face out into the world, which, you know, especially for women, like you see fucking women on the internet that get like stalkers and get fucking just get harassed on the internet daily just for being a fucking woman. Like, you can start to understand the appeal of wanting to put on a VTuber avatar and wanting to like distance yourself from that, but still wanting to like, you know, connect with people on the platform. So I really see that blowing up into something. Why does she get banned? What do you mean? Why does she get... Did I say that she got banned? I don't think she's gotten banned. Did I miss something? Am I being a dummy right now? I apologize if I'm being a dummy. But yeah, no, it's really fucking cool. And yeah, I'm just super curious to see the future of like that thing in particular. I'm curious to see how much like VTubers like really take off, because they will in the future. Like, it will become a more mainstream thing. Like, you know, even the like guests that Code Miko is bringing on, even like these, you know, big name guests, even though they're weirded out by it at first, they like eventually got used to it, and it's just like talking to another person, but they have like their, you know, ideal persona, which, as Morale said earlier, it is very Ready Player One. But it's just it's fascinating to see what direction it'll take. And I mean, I'm ultimately an optimist about it, except for like, you know, a corporation taking control of it and like doing whatever weird shit. I'm ultimately optimistic about it because no, you didn't say she gets banned. According to the internet, she struggles with getting banned, and I wondered if you have any insight. Oh, you looked her up. Okay. She well, I think she got banned originally because I don't know. I think it's something you got to look into more. I can probably give you more details, but from what I remember, her avatar used to have nipples like coming through her shirt, and they were visible, so she got banned for that. And I also think like there was the word cum, like very... it was like cum or cock or something like that, like very prominently displayed on her stream. I don't know. It was just like a bunch of things. She's not very at least originally she wasn't very careful with like the type of people that she brought on. So she brought on some controversial figures that, like, you know, kind of gets her into trouble because she's very much like a I'm gonna do this if it makes a good interview type thing. So when you're like with problematic people and you just like, you know, want to be on their level and like want to have a good interview, then sometimes some shit happens. But like she's ultimately a good person, just like, you know, wanting to bring this into the world. So so that's what that is. But yeah, she does have a little bit of trouble with getting banned. Yeah, that's for sure. But there was some you said earlier, Danny, and then I got off track like I always do. Nipples, oh no, yeah. Yeah, it seems like the bans impacted her heavily financially. She was about 10,000 subs, then she got banned. Cue your conspiracy. We can do that. No, like, she was really blowing the fuck up. she was really blowing the fuck up when she first got on, and I think she just got swept into that a little bit too much, because like within her first month of like it being on Twitch, like she was already getting like 1,000 viewers per stream, and then like all of a sudden she was like getting these big name people that she was interviewing on Twitch, and it was just like so much success was coming to her so quick, and she wasn't able to like develop everything in time, and it was like a building still under construction with people living in it, you know what I mean? So naturally there's going to be some problems. So yeah, that's why she had trouble with that. But I still really respect her, and I still really respect what she's doing. I think it's really fucking cool. But yeah, I mean, just imagine the future of that. Like, I don't have a VR headset or anything like that, and I don't have actually, I want to show you something really cool. I showed this on a stream before, but let me see if I can find it again. Essentially, like, so I did a stream like a couple weeks back where we were looking at like late 90s house and trance, like late 90s house and trance mixtapes and everything, and the weird vibes that were coming with that. But just give me a second here. Settings? No, not settings. I'm being a dummy. Essentially what I'm gonna show you is like, I understand that creators should follow terms of service, but there's no way to enforce those rules fairly. There's really not, and there's definitely favoritism that comes into that comes into play, because like you know, a lot of times it could be a situation of like, you know, just some meatheads coming in, or like a woman showing a little bit of cleavage, so they get like a lot of reports just because they're a woman. But like, you know, a guy comes on and like talks about his dick all the time, and like has a very, you know, visible bulge or whatever the fuck, and like, I don't know, makes jokes about it. But because he's just being a guy, you know, he's not subject to the same shit. It's just, it's nasty. It's disgusting. Yeah. So you heard that. That was some 90s drum and bass. But okay, all right. Like, in terms of VR, I want you to imagine. So these are a bunch of YouTube videos that I found, where where like these were 90s you know, drum and bass and trance type of songs, and they have like these beautiful fucking images going in, representing them. What I really love imagining, and what I really love fucking thinking about, is VR getting to the place where musicians can, I have trouble like leaving music on in the background, but I just want to get to a place where like, I've actually been thinking about this for a while. I want to get to a place where artists release totally VR albums. I know this sounds weird. I know this sounds like kind of crazy. And what do I mean? What do I mean is that, like, what I want is that for, you know, artists to make songs like usual, you know, make a, you know, like how you do an album, get a set of 12 songs that like loosely resemble a time period or whatever. But on top of that, instead of like making music videos for each song or whatever, you create a little VR world for it. So like, you imagine right now, like how this picture like describes this music well. You know what I mean? It'd be such, oh my god, it would be so fucking beautiful to have so like, let's just take this for example. Let's just take this set. With every like picture that comes up, like, imagine if this was like an explorable world. and then the music was matching everything that you looked at just perfectly. Like using that concept for an album, like I would fucking love to see that. I might do it myself. I don't know. I don't know how to like get it into a VR experience or whatever, or how to put that like even into a format that's like consumable, because I don't think Spotify has VR support. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I'm so excited for the future of that. And it's like live shows that we have right now don't even have to be in the way that we conceive of them right now. They don't even have to be like somebody stands up on a stage, we look at them, we do that. It could literally be where okay, so there was a show that I went to. It was an ambient artist. His name was Tim Hecker, and there was like an experimental music like venue that was like near me that I went to go see him. And essentially, what happened was that instead of like Tim Hecker like being on a stage and then we were like all the audience watching what he was doing, Tim Hecker was like off to the side. Like we didn't even see him because like the second we came in, so this was like an experimental music venue, so they had like really fucking weird setups. This particular one, they had their like performance space be in a ball, a giant ball, and you could see it from the outside because like when you pull up to the place, they have like a giant ball on the outside. So this was essentially like a room that you enter into, and like the performer could be anywhere. It was like a very free form type space. A VR album sounds like something Grimes would do. I bet it would be terrifying. It would be so many emotions, but that's the thing. That's like something we haven't tapped into, and that's something that'd be great to tap into because like you could really feel the art on another level because you would be there. You would be like there with the music in the way that it was intended to be heard. And that's really fucking cool. And I love fucking imagining that. But to go back to this, so it was a giant ball that like Tim Hecker was performing in. So like the ground was still flat, you know, it was like a ball with a little line through the middle, and that's where everybody stood. So you got like that giant like globe type of thing, and the people were on the bottom, right? So we didn't see where Tim Hecker was. We had no idea where we figured out later after the show ended, but we had no idea where he was because the second we entered the room, it was filled with smoke. Like at smoke machines everywhere, and it was so thick that you could barely see the person next to you. It was so thick that you could barely see the person next to you. And he just started playing. And again, we had no idea where he was. We had no idea where the music was emanating from, but we knew he was in the same room as us. But it wasn't like a hunt to find out where Tim Hecker was or anything like that. It was literally like he was playing just some of the most beautiful, just fucking ambient music that I have ever heard. And you just imagine like the smoke being so thick that you're like enveloped in it. And it's like so thick where you can barely see the person that's like that far ahead of you. Like you could see the outline there vaguely, and you know you're like surrounded by people, but like it was just gorgeous because it felt like your own personal, intimate experience, but you knew you were sharing it with people like at that same time. And like that's the closest. And that like after that show, I got like so fucking excited for what live shows in the future could be and what music in the future could be, because like when we conceptualize live shows, and nothing wrong with like the traditional live show where like a performer comes up on stage and the audience comes and watches, and that's like a very natural way to go about it, because like when people played music even as far back as even as far back as we were fucking banging rocks together as hunter-gatherers, they would get a crowd naturally form around them, and it would be like people watching the performer, right? So that's nothing new, nothing wrong with that. But it's just with VR, we have the potential to make that so much more. We have the potential to make that into something like I had with that Tim Hecker concert, where like, especially if we can have the bass like hitting you right here, especially if we can have things that like, you know, smell's gonna come a long way. But just imagine where you have like, you know, immersive sound, immersive touch, immersive all these things. It's not like the only way you have to experience music is through these you know, staring at a person on a stage type means. Like, we can really expand that. And that's why I'm so fucking fascinated by the idea of a VR album, because like music by itself, like, you know, if you're a fucking music nerd and like have a really deep connection to music like I do, and probably a lot of you do, like you get very vivid images in your head like when you listen to music, you know, like maybe listening to like an industrial song will put you in like a factory somewhere. Maybe listening to like some spacey ambient music will make you feel like you're on a cloud or something like that. Like imagine taking those abstract images, putting them into a VR form. Like that, like what I just showed you here. Like what I just showed you here. This is close, right? This is close. You have like that visual representation of what the music is, and just by having this picture here, it enhances the music so much more, because like you feel like you're living in that world for a little bit. You know what I mean? With VR, if we like incorporate all the other senses, like, you know, touch, smell, I don't know how they'd fucking do smell, taste, I don't know why you'd want to be tasting things, but you know, you get what I'm saying? Just like having an experience like that is just something I want to see, and is so, it'd be so fucking cool. It'd be so fucking cool, and it'd be such a great way to music. And I see Danny saying, especially while I imagine being on fucking acid and then listening to a goddamn VR album. Like, yes, please, Gibbs us. I don't even know how to like start going about that. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I do. I guess a way you could do it is well, you were talking about VR chat, right? Like, you could actually use VR chat as a platform, right? You could actually use VR chat as a platform, and then use that to create different worlds that are different representations of different songs, and then you know, and then within those worlds, you could just like use the VR chat avatar or whatever to just like explore them individually, and you know, and you could have the world set so that like at different moments of the song, it would like maybe teleport you to something, or like have you look at a certain thing to like match with the song. Not be like too handholdy about it, but like yeah, I can conceptualize how that would work, but it's a lot. It's a lot. I like the way you think. I've imagined something similar, like alternate limitless realities tied to music in some kind of VR. You get an audio visual experience. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my god. Something else I thought about, you know, the haunted houses in amusement parks, like an escape room you walk through, but designed for specific music and experience, no puzzles, just atmosphere. You actually walk through, more limitations, but still cool. Yeah, no, I really love the idea in that, and that's why VR is so cool, because, you know, like a haunted house type situation, you're limited with the space, but like, you know, if you're in a fucking VR chat world, or you're in whatever iteration we conceptualize that to be in the future, you know, like in terms of having like the virtual space that you create, you can also have like weird visual effects. Like you can have stuttering come up on the screen. You could have, and if you wanted to make a horror experience, you could like really get fucking nasty with it, where like you make your vision all woozy, like, you know, blood starts dripping down and things like that. Just like for a haunted house example, but you can go like in any direction that you want, and it could fit like any fucking genre you can think of. You know what I mean? Like even if it's like such a deep personal album to you where the lyrics like really take center stage, you could even have a VR experience where like, you know, you're seeing the pictures that inspired the lyrics. You're seeing the things that like directly correlate to what the person is talking about, and that like brings your enjoyment of the, you know, of the of the art like to another level. That's why I love video game soundtracks, right? Like if it's a game I've really loved, if it's a game I really spent time playing through, like those tracks aren't just like pieces of music for me anymore. They're like capsules of places, like capsules of time. And I'm sure like for those of you who play video games, like you've had this experience where like if you go back and listen to the soundtrack and a particular song comes on, it's like, oh shit, that's for this place. I spent a lot of time in this place doing this thing. And like we could do the same for albums, but like instead of having it be a video game with like you're saying like a goal or something like that, it could just be like an atmospheric, you know, thing that you step into. And it doesn't even have to be like a very individualistic thing. Like you could have friends come with you on the experience. You know what I mean? You could have multiple people like in that world listening to the song at the same time, like looking at the same things, and it would just be like fucking magic. Magic. I'd love to see it. This reminds me of those cinema theaters where the seats and audio make you feel like you are there, but for concerts. The visuals would be complementary too to the music. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. And like we already have technology in place where where like you have audio representations that like pick up on bass frequencies or pick up on treble frequencies, and like there's data associated with that. So like, you know, they'll scan for like 200 hertz or something, or they'll pick a range like, you know, fucking 30 to 200 hertz. Any like movement that they have in there that also like dynamically impacts well, for the things that I've seen, they've been like, you know, visual representations where like, you know, a globe will, you know, expand in and out due to the bass that's happening in the song, or the treble, or whatever, you know, frequency you want to set. It's usually the bass because that's the thing you can most directly feel, and you can directly sync to the pulse of the music. But you could also have it where, you know, in those virtual worlds, you know, certain elements of it may pulse in and out with the music, or not even pulse. You can fucking set whatever effect that you want. You could have like a, you know, as the song is progressing, like parts of the world like fade out around you, and like, you know, and if you really wanted to make like a claustrophobic song or something, you could have like a wide open space you start in, and then the space like slowly starts closing in on you as the music progresses, and like that would be a fucking experience. That would be a fucking experience. I mean, one thing could be doing a virtual reality visuals for a song. Another where one doesn't work without the other. Damn, so much potential. I love this fuel for thought. Yeah. No, I love this. And like this reminds me like why I got into music in the first place, and you're helping me find the words for it. Like I'm not an artist that like cares very much about like lyrics or the deep, you know, lyrical messages behind a song. I really love and I thrive on the worlds that music can bring you. At least music can bring you to, like, at least for a little bit. Like that's what I thrive on. Like some of the best moments in my life were, you know, like standing on top of a hill, like looking at a sunset, to like a beautiful ambient song, or like, you know, some just like trance song that like perfectly describes a sunset, and like you just feel so connected with the world, and you just feel so connected to, you know, everything around you, and it's just like you don't. And like both of these experiences, like they weren't even with drugs. Like throw acid into the mix and then you have like a whole different thing. Or if you don't like acid, mushrooms or whatever the fuck. Like in a video game, of course. I'm affiliate now. I gotta watch what I say. But in a video game, of course. But no, some of the best experiences that I've had I've just been like listening to music that like perfectly sets the scene for the atmosphere you're talking about. Yeah, in Minecraft, you're taking a little creeper substance. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, that's what I'm talking about.